Welcome back. You're watching CNN News 18 and we now have some breaking news that's coming in where politics has erupted over the announcement by the central government on the new special session of parliament which is going to be held later this month, in fact in September. Shiv Sena UBT faction member of parliament Priyanka Chaturvedi has now hit out at the government. She says, why are the dates coinciding with one of the major festivals, which is Ganesh Chaturthi? Remember, the session that has now been announced is from the 18th of September. 19th of September is when Ganesh Chaturthi is being celebrated. It is a 10-day festival for most of Maharashtra, which is why we have a member of parliament from Maharashtra now raising the question of why this special session has been called during India's one of most important festivals. It's quite unfortunate, says the member of parliament from the UBT faction. Payal, my colleague, now joining us, getting us more details on this. Payal, politics has erupted on multiple fronts as far as this special session goes. One of the timing as far as the festivals are concerned. The other, of course, as to why the hurry and why no consensus that was built to call this session in the first place.
Well, what the government has been saying from their side is that there is no need for any consensus to be built because the onus to call the session is the prerogative of the government, and the government has done that as well. Even though if you don't know the agenda so far, but it is important to see why this session has been really called, given the fact that obviously you have 5 days of session that is going to now take place. The government says that it could be on something very, very important as well. The agenda has not been put out as well. But yes, obviously the Maharashtrian politicians are going to be upset whether they are from the BJP, whether they are from the Congress or any other party, because Ganesh Chaturthi is one of the biggest festivals in the state. It is a festival that actually is extremely special for everybody, and Priyanka Chaturvedi, highlighting the same here.
Right, those questions are being raised, but what are we expecting in this 5-day special session, Payal? Are some bills expected to be introduced as well?
As far as the bills are concerned, given the fact that there has been no agenda which has been circulated so far, but it has to be something special, is what the government sources are indicating. The sources are extremely tight-lipped as of now, Poonam. They're not telling us to why this session has been called, but just like when India turned 50 years old, you had a special session for a few days during that time as well. Even a one-day special session was called for the passage of the GST at midnight. So this could be something really special. India is just finishing its final meeting as far as G20 is concerned. Is a big honor for India. The parliament will be updated about that, is what some people are really saying. But as far as bills are concerned, nobody is giving any confirmation, even though there are a lot of speculations within the political circuit as to whether or not this could be a session to pass the UCC bill, but it looks pretty unlikely.
Right, several of those speculations are doing the rounds, Payal. We do not have confirmation as to what the rationale behind this session is. The government is well within its rights to do so, which is why we had the Parliamentary Affairs Minister announce that the special session is going to be held over 5 days from 18th to the 22nd of September. But the opposition has raised questions on multiple fronts like we've been discussing. Now, so far, we don't know what's on agenda, but we are gathering some information, Payal, that this session could be in the new building of the Parliament.
Well, yes, the opposition party certainly will be raising their issues. They have clearly been saying that they got no answers from the government as to why there was inflation. They did not get any answers from the government on their constant demand for the JPC as far as the Adani stock matter is concerned. They did not get answers on several things, including Manipur. Now, the opposition said that they kept on asking questions of the government on Manipur, but the government did not come up and discuss an issue on Manipur as well. So that is something which they obviously will be very, very keen on asking, and they will be raising these particular issues in the upcoming session of Parliament. But what format will it take? If at all, will there be anything like that, any platform like that, or any opportunity to have a short-term duration discussion, etc.? That remains to be seen. If it is a session which is called for anything in particular, like for example, just for a discussion on the G20 meeting, its effects, or probably on the rise of India in the world in terms of what India's growth has been, if all of that is just the agenda, then probably the government will expect them to stick to the agenda.
Right, the tussle there only going to escalate as we inch closer to that special session. For the moment, Payal.